Hi guys, welcome to the channel again. And today we're going to be carrying on our series on the cycle of development, and we are going to be looking at affirmations and injunctions. The best way to illustrate this is to start off with a story. So as you know, I work in SEN schools, and we had a young man who came in, was really upset, very dysregulated, trashing his room, and all sorts. And we tried so many different things. We tried rewards, we tried breaks, nothing that we really did seem to work. And it just came to me that I started to get really annoyed. I started to get really frustrated, and I said to him, "Why did you come in then?" He kind of looked at me blank and said, "Well, yeah, I shouldn't have come in." And what I said to him was, "You know what? Next time, don't come in." And again, on the surface, that seems like a very normal response to some really bad behavior. But what I didn't tell you about this young man was that he suffers from high levels of anxiety. He was adopted and suffered with really low levels of self-esteem, which led him to pick and sometimes have suicidal thoughts. And if I looked at him through looking at the cycle of development, he displayed a lot of behaviors that would fit into the being stage. And one of the key things about the being stage that we spoke about last week was that the child wants to feel valued. And I want to add a little bit to that and say the child wants to feel valued even when they are not doing anything. So again, this value is not based on winning or failing. It's just really based on them being a human being. And that comes to one of the kind of key statements, which is separate the behavior from the value of the child. Which is a really important concept. And as I thought about it more, what I realized was I actually gave this child an injunction. And again, I would describe an injunction as any interaction that inhibits or blocks the child's ability to complete the developmental tasks at the stage they are at. So for instance, the job of this student within the being stage was to really have value for one's existence, to really know that he is valued. And what I did through my actions was to show that I didn't want him there, to show him that him just being who he is not valuable enough to be with, in actual fact. But I learned, and the same student came in another day. And again, he came in quite angry. He was trashing his room, swearing, racial language. He was doing all the things that he used to do. And he said, "I'm not coming in tomorrow, Josh." And I remember I kind of thought about it. I thought about how I used to respond. And what I said to him was, "I want you to be in tomorrow. It just wouldn't be the same without you." And again, for me, this was a special moment, because this was a moment where I was able to show him that even though I didn't like his behavior, I still had value for him. And again, this type of interaction is what I would call an affirmation. And this is any interaction that promotes or gives permission to the child to complete the developmental tasks at the stage they're at. And speaking about this child, me and my team, we stopped looking at just working at his behavior, and we started working on really allowing him to feel welcome and allowing him to know that he has value. And this child went from coming in and being sent home, or coming in and getting back into his cab 3-4 times a week, and now his attendance is 90% plus. So yeah, Next week, what we're going to be looking at is observable behaviors and the jobs that our young people have within the cycle of development. And the part of the cycle of development we will be looking at is going to be the being stage. And again, I just want to end on this key principle that really underpins and anchors everything that we do, is that it's never too late to grow. So whether you are working with or have interactions with a really, really young person or someone who's slightly older, this model is optimistic. And there is always something that we can do together. So yeah, thank you for listening, guys.